Tony, it was a tight one at the weekend against Widnes. Are you nerves over that one yet?
Oh yeah, no, nerves are over, but we weren't overly pleased with ourselves. It's great that we found a way to get a win, and we're probably not known to come from behind and take games. We've had a few taken off us over the time, so it was nice to be, still find a way. But I don't think we're anything special in terms of performance, and I don't think Widnes were either, and I'm not being disrespectful. I think both teams had played a lot better in the weeks, preluding that game. So yeah, we managed to get there. A pleasing thing is we got 2 points. That's about as far as I could go on it.
Can that happen after such a great performance the week before against Leeds? Can that be a bit of a hangover in the next week?
Can be, yeah, absolutely. And I thought Widnes were a bit unfortunate not to win the week before against Saints, so maybe that was a little bit of their undoing as well. Big performance, and but that's what you've got to be able to cope with. And it was a bit warmer and steamier than we all expected on Sunday as well, and I think some of the conditions took its toll. The week before we played an evening game and it was perfect weather for rugby league, and then it was quite demanding the sort of conditions they were in physically the other day, and probably both teams probably waned a little bit under that.
And your opponents this week, Hull F.C, you've had quite a tussle one game already this year. What did you make of that first encounter? It was a real close one again.
Sure was, yeah. We had a really tough battle with them. It was early season, ball was slippery. Neither team gave each other too much in terms of field position, and it was a great defensive effort, and they're a good defensive team and they take some scoring against. So we were pleased. I think we scored all 7 of our points in the first half, and I think they scored theirs in the second. So it was a hard-fought, tough game, and we're expecting a hard-fought, tough game. Whether the scoreline is the same, I'm not so sure. Conditions are different now, and a bit drier fields. Hopefully, we'll get some good conditions this weekend as well. So, but they're an experienced team. They've got some terrific players, big, strong team that can punish you if you're not at your best. So we need to be at our best this week.
You mentioned Hull's defence. Do you think the Wolves' attack's in a stronger place than it was back then?
I hope so. Yeah, I hope so. I think we've progressed in some areas and improved in that, and we probably weren't right on it last week and as potent as we needed to be, but it certainly has improved from early season, and hopefully that can play to our advantage. But I'm sure Hull have too. They had a terrific win a couple of weeks ago against St Helens at St Helens, so they can upset teams and beat teams ahead of them on the table. And I think where they sit on the table, it's probably not a true reflection of, the type of team that they are. So, yeah, we're going to have to be good this week.
And you mentioned the table. Do you look at the table for yourselves? You're back up in that top 4, and I suppose wanting to keep that march going to catch Leeds at the top.
Yeah, listen, I'm aware of it. We don't spend a lot of time focusing on it. You know where you are, and you know if you're at the top, middle, or bottom, and we'll end up where we deserve to end up, and Leeds have done well, and they're a good team and they deserve to be on top at the moment. They've been more consistent than everybody else. I don't think they will say that they've been at their very, very best yet either, and they're striving for that. So yeah, there's a lot of twists and turns about where it's all going to finish. It's a long season, despite what everybody says. It's just if you get through to the top 8, well, you're in a 30-round competition. That's a long season, so it'll sort itself out. We're just nearly at halfway of those 30 games, and we'd like to think that we're going to have a better second half to the year than the first half, but I'm sure everybody's striving for that too.
And big news from the Wolves camp this morning coming out, you announced the signing of Kurt Gidley for next year. Just talk us through why you brought him in and what he brings.
Experience, professionalism. He's a fantastic person on and off the field. We need some of his understanding of the game with our backs. We've got some experienced people, but we've got some young people who are building experience, and great person to learn off. Both for his habits as I mentioned, on and off the field. There's probably not a bloke in the game that looks after himself better. he's a real good professional. We like that sort of thing within our realms here, and the fact that he's played for one club, and he's a loyal man, and we like that as well. We've had some dealings with him over the last few years and showed some interest in one another in the past, and he's done his homework on us, and he's keen to come to us on a one-year deal to prove himself. He's not here for a holiday, or he's not here for his retirement fund. He's here to prove himself. I'm sure he'll have a much longer career here than 1 year, but it just shows his commitment to come here and prove himself, and I think he'll be a great addition for us.
I suppose that fact of him being a one-club man and now leaving that club, it may be signs of an intent to go and challenge himself again, and I guess that's what you'll be trying to provide for him here, and trying to challenge with him in the team.
Absolutely, yeah. We want him to finish off with Newcastle in the best possible way. They've had a terrific start to the season. They've been very good. He probably had his worst game a couple of weeks ago, Kurt, for quite a few years, and it was just right on the time that we were talking to him about all this, and he had to make a decision. So felt for him. It felt a bit responsible for his performance. But that's almost the sort of bloke he is. He's so loyal to the club that he's been brought up on, but he'll come over here and do a fantastic job for us. He'll strengthen us. He's got versatility. He's playing fullback at the moment and playing it really well. And if he does that for us, plays fullback well, that leaves Steph to come up front and play up front. And if he plays in the halves, which he's done a lot, well, that strengthens our competition for places in the halves. So it just opens all sorts of options up for us, and we're excited about next year. But it is next year. Sometimes you get sidetracked about what you're doing next year. We've got a lot to do this year, and we're excited about this year as well.